Frank. Thanks for submitting your swing and your information on the website so I can get back to you with a review. I know you submitted a practice swing. A practice swing is not the best representation of what you actually do when you swing. However, I did see a couple things, and you're talking about you stand up, you swing, you hit pulls with your irons and slices with your driver. So that's definitely a path and face issue. I did see something in your golf swing on your downswing and your practice swing, which was interesting. It was almost feeling like your left wrist was extended a little bit. So that would be flat or bowed, like Dustin Johnson, flat. And you can see it's a relationship to the club face. So flat would be shutting the club face, or I should say bowed would be shutting the club face. Flat would be keeping the club face square. And then cupping opens the face. So you definitely have a cupped left wrist. So basically, if I was holding a phone in my hand and I took my phone and I put it to my ear, that'd be cupped. Flat would be the palm to the sky. So that's another way for you to feel that. So if you're suffering from an in-to-out swing and you're hitting chunks and pulls with the irons and slices with the driver, you definitely want to start working on your path. And a great path drill, I do this a lot with my students, is that I put a ball next to a bucket, and I just make sure that they're swinging a little bit more on an in-to-out path, because if you swing over the top, you hit the bucket. So with the club face open, okay, this is closed, or I should say with the left wrist extended, the club face is open, and you're cutting across the ball. That's going to lend to slices. However, probably what's happening is that by having an open face, you're shutting the face. So pulls with an iron means that the ball's starting left and going left. So you're actually shutting the face and swinging left with your irons. So that's something that you can really work on by doing something like this. So when you swing through, the club face is going to look to the right. So when you hit a shot, your club face is going to look to the right. So when you're swinging, you want to make sure that that impact, and you can do some impact rehearsal drills where you come back into impact and the face, your handle's forward, the weight's forward, and you can see where my path is going. So my path is definitely on the in to out track, okay, and into impact. So the face is going to be pointing right. So if I look at the camera and I swing back down, as I swing into impact, you can see the face is pointed to the right. So that ball should start to the right pretty much every time. So combine that with a little flatter left wrist, okay? Flatter left wrist, and the butt of the club going towards the ball and out. That should send the ball to the right with a little draw, because now the face is closed to the path. So the face is closed to the path. Boom, you're hitting the ball into out, face closed to the path. So the ball's going to start right because the face is open to the target line, but closed to the path. So that's how you hit a draw. And you always remember that, is that you don't have to flip your face closed. That sends the ball more to the left and also sends your path to the left. So if you're flipping the face closed, that's something that's really important too. So if I look at this, if I push my handle as far forward as I can go, face is going to be open to the target line, but closed to the path. Also, path will go right when your handle's forward. Okay, handle's forward. Face is closed to the path. That's going to help you hook it. So you can hit little shots like that. So you put the handle as far forward as possible. Maybe even put the ball back in your stance a little bit. Handle forward, and that turns the ball right to left, or at least starts the ball to the right. So that's super important. So now when you do that, you can rehearse it, hit little shots. The ball will not pull because you're at address, handles forward, face is pointed to the right. So that's going to stop your pulls. That's super important. What's also important about that is that anytime the handle's forward, your path is into out. When your path is into out, that puts a right to left curve on the ball. So with the driver, it's the same thing. Ball's going to curve, okay? Now, you might have a tendency to hit pushes, which is not a bad thing because you want to see the ball start right. To hit a draw, the ball has to start right. So handle forward. You can even get the face a little bit closed, and you can hit little punch shots where now you have an in-to-out path, face closed to the path, the ball should hook to the left. So that's something that you could do. I would even say start it on a little tee. If you get the ball on the tee, so you're going to put the handle, you're going to move the handle as far forward as possible to put the ball back in your stance. So now that path is right, the ball's going to curve right to left every time. So that ball's going to start right and curve back to left. So that's a really good drill to exaggerate and hit the draw, path right, face closed, and you're going to hit some hooks doing that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me back a message, and I'll be sure to get back to you. But try that, and I know that should help.